Have you ever stopped to think what happens when the cyber ninjas, whom we often refers to the keyboard commandos or simply the hackers, they become the target? What happens when the very people who exploit vulnerabilities find themselves vulnerable? I know it's a rare event, almost ironic, but when hackers get hacked, it sounds like an electrifying reminder no one is truly untouchable in this digital world. We often imagine hackers as these mythical figures shrouded in darkness, possessing almost supernatural powers to bypass any security. But the reality, as we'll explore today, it's far more complex, and surprisingly, they often fall prey to the same weaknesses that affect everyone else. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on those moments when hunters become the hunted. We'll define who these hackers really are, dive into their diverse motivations, recount infamous tales of hackers getting caught, and uncover the even stranger stories of hackers hacking other hackers. But first thing first, what is a hacker? Broadly, it's someone who digs into computer systems or networks trying to understand and manipulate them. But within that, there's a spectrum. There are basically three types of hackers: black hat, white hat, and grey hat. Black hat hackers are those who are often driven by personal or financial gain, or sometimes just the desire to cause disruption. White hat hackers are the good guys, ethical hackers hired to find and fix vulnerabilities before the bad guys find them. Grey hat hackers are those who operate in a murky middle ground, sometimes finding flaws without permission, but maybe intending to inform the owner eventually. Their reasons are diverse, ranging from the thrill of the challenge and financial gain to political activism and the pursuit of social justice. Think of the hacktivist group like Anonymous, who've targeted governments and corporations advocating for things like free speech and transparency. They are not single entity, and these diverse goals can even lead to conflicts within the hacking world. And the cloak of anonymity they wear, without a doubt, it offers protection, but it's not foolproof. Determined law enforcement and skilled cybersecurity experts can pierce that veil. We need to get this. Every online action leaves digital footprints. If not carefully managed, can lead right back to them. Do you really think they can't be caught? Let's talk about Kevin Mitnick, once called the world's most famous hacker. This guy gained unauthorized access to dozens of networks, stole secrets from companies like Nokia and Motorola, and even infamously hacked into NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, back in '82. He claimed it was just for cheap thrills, but his actions put him on the FBI's most wanted list. It took persistent law enforcement and the tracking skills of another cybersecurity expert, Tsutomu Shimomura, to finally bring him down in 1995. His capture proved that even masters of intrusions can be caught. And what about the anonymous group that I just mentioned? Their decentralized structures make them resilient, hard to eliminate entirely. They launched attack against the Church of Scientology, disabling websites, and more recently declared a cyber war against Russia following the invasion of Ukraine. Yet, despite having no clear leader, dozens of individuals allegedly tied to Anonymous have been arrested globally. Their digital footprints left during coordinated attacks eventually led authorities to them. You know, it's almost like the internet has its own version of karma, or maybe it's just really skilled IT guys on the other side. But getting caught by the authorities is just one side of the coin. What happens when hackers find themselves in the crosshairs of other hackers? This is where things get really interesting. Stay tuned. Picture this, where hackers are targeting their own kind. Take the Lapsus group, notorious for brazen attacks, believed to be mostly teenagers from the UK and Brazil. They successfully breached massive companies like Microsoft, Nvidia, Samsung, Okta, and stole sensitive data. They seemed untouchable, right? But wrong. Coordinated international law enforcement efforts led to arrests in both the UK and Brazil. One of the founders even received an indefinite hospital order because he intended to keep committing cybercrime. It was a major takedown, proving even high-profile groups are vulnerable. Then there's the bizarre case of shadow brokers. They emerged in 2016 and leaked incredibly powerful hacking tools, including zero-day exploits allegedly belonging to the NSA, the US National Security Agency. These tools targeted serious hardware and software. The leak sent shockwaves through the cybersecurity world. But here's the kicker. There's a speculation that shadow brokers themselves might have been compromised, possibly by an insider within the NSA's elite tailored access operation unit. Imagine that. The tools of the spies potentially leaked by one of their own. It highlights the massive risk of insider threats. More recently, researchers at Watchtower Labs found something fascinating. Hackers often leave behind old, expired internet infrastructure. By that I mean like abandoned domains and servers. By simply buying up these expired domains for minimal cost, the researchers hijacked thousands of live backdoors used by active hackers, potentially including some link to the infamous Lazarus group. It shows even sophisticated hackers can slip up on their own operational security, leaving doors open for counterattacks. Even ransomware gangs whose whole business is extortion aren't immune. The leak site used by the Everest ransomware group was reportedly hacked and defaced. While details are scarce, it shows the cybercriminal underworld can be a battlefield where skills are turned against each other. And it goes all the way to the top. Nation-state hackers targeting other nation-state hackers. In one reported incident, Russian hackers allegedly infiltrated a Pakistani hacking group not just to disrupt them, but to access the sensitive government and military data the Pakistani group had already stolen from South Asian targets. It's a complex game. So the big question is, how? How do these tech-savvy individuals who understand threats better than the most end up getting compromised? Is it just bad luck, or are they falling victim to predictable mistakes? The answer might surprise you and hold crucial lessons for all of us. We'll unravel that next. Ironically, despite their advanced skills, hackers often get hacked because of the same basic vulnerabilities that affect ordinary users like us and the organizations. We're talking about fundamental security hygiene, like failing to patch software, leaving known bugs and vulnerabilities unaddressed that attackers can easily exploit, misconfiguring systems, simply errors in setup that opens up door for unauthorized access, using weak or guessable passwords. Yes, even hackers sometimes take shortcuts here, falling for social engineering, being manipulated or tricked into revealing sensitive information or clicking malicious links. Remember Kevin Mitnick? Social engineering was one of his specialities, but it can work both ways. Think about the attacks like Resume Looters in 2023, which used common web flaws like SQL injection and cross-site scripting to hit dozens of recruitment sites. Or the CLOP gang exploiting a zero-day flaw in the Move It transfer app, impacting over thousands of organizations worldwide. These exploits work because the underlying vulnerabilities weren't addressed. But there's another critical factor, the psychology. Overconfidence can be lethal in cybersecurity. Hackers might overestimate their own abilities or control, leading to false sense of security and neglect of basic precautions. The Dunning-Kruger effect, where people with lower competence overestimate their skill, can even play a role. Believing it won't happen to me makes anyone complacent, regardless of their technical skills. So what happens when these digital predators become the prey? What are the consequences they face? We'll dive into that in the final act, and more importantly, extract the vital lessons we can learn from all their misfortunes. When hackers get hacked, the fallout can be severe. Legal consequences. For individuals like Kevin Mitnick or members of Lapsus, it meant arrest, trials, and imprisonment. This doesn't just take them out of the action, it serves as a potent warning to others. Operational disruption and exposure. For groups like the Shadow Brokers or the Everest ransomware gang, getting hacked meant exposure of their own sensitive tools or data, and disruption of their illicit operations. For ransomware groups, having their infrastructure compromised shatters their credibility and ability to extort victims. Espionage setbacks. In the world of nation-state hacking, being infiltrated by a rival can expose their own intelligence gathering activities and compromise the secrets they have collected. The crucial lesson here is that the vulnerabilities exploited are often universal. Unpatched software, weak passwords, susceptibility to social engineering, these aren't exclusive hacker problems. Think about the real-world impact on ordinary people. The massive Yahoo breach exposed over 3 billion accounts due to security failures. The Microsoft Exchange server attack impacted thousands of US companies because of unpatched software. Weak passwords enabled credential stuffing attacks affecting nearly 1 million Norton-LifeLock customers. Phishing and social engineering continue to cause countless breaches. Even insider threats like the Tesla breach caused by former employees exposed personal data. And the devastating United Health Group ransomware attack compromising data for potentially over 100 million Americans, reportedly happened because of the stolen credentials used on a system without multi-factor authentication. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a cybersecurity expert to significantly boost your own defenses. There are practical tools and techniques available to everyone. Antivirus software and firewalls, your first line of defense against malware and unauthorized network access. Password managers, essential for creating and storing strong unique passwords for all your accounts. Do not reuse your passwords. VPN encrypts your internet traffic, especially vital on public Wi-Fi, masking your IP address. Multi-factor authentication, enable it wherever possible. That extra code or tap provides a huge security boost beyond just a password. To be honest, beyond tools, it's about hygiene. Want to learn more about the specific techniques and tools hackers use? Then you absolutely need to check out my playlist right here. If you found this video insightful and want to keep yourself updated in the ever-evolving field of cybersecurity, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We are constantly uncovering the latest threats and how to defend against them. I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay secure, and take care.